Hey up everyone, I'm back again. So I just wanted to do a quick little video here telling you why I think the Nexus 6 sucks versus the LG G3, which was released last year. I've been carrying these two devices, making use of them as my main daily drivers, just to see what the experience was on both of them. And I have to say, I do find myself coming back to the LG G3 for the a really amazing Android experience compared to the Nexus. And there's a number of reasons why I think this is the case. I think the most important reason is the camera experience on both of them. While the camera experience on the Nexus 6 is quite solid compared to some of the other Android and Motorola phones, I still think that it's a way off the experience that you get on the LG G3 with its laser autofocus, which pretty much guarantees that I would be able to get like a fantastic shot whenever I want, kind of thing, because it's really amazing, this advanced OIS system, as well as the laser autofocus, which, as you can see, comes into effect there when you start the camera, and it does cut out the amount of times where you get a problem with focusing, like to get a really good shot, whereas you don't get any of that sort of stuff on the Nexus. You get a 13 megapixel OIS camera, which technically should give you like a good focusing performance, but I've found that more often than not the focusing is quite lazy on it, and sometimes it can just remain out of focus for ages for no apparent reason. As you can see here, it's not doing anything until I move my hand, which is really weird, and sometimes it just doesn't kind of focus quickly at all, which is really annoying, and then you get a shot which is out of focus. So I think the camera experience is much better on the LG G3 in general, as well as on the iPhone 6 Plus. I've been very impressed with the quality of the shots pulled off this little 8 megapixel camera, and it obviously has OIS itself, but that could be to do with that. In terms of the other reasons, I think that the fact that the fixed storage amount, either 32 gigs or 64 gigs on the Nexus 6, means that I'm going to have to ration my usage when it comes to kind of downloading like movies, 4K, etc., taking 4K movies, etc. Can't go too mad with that on the Nexus, or you will find that the storage runs out very quickly, whereas on the LG G3, all you have to do is pop off the back, and you get access to a very nice micro SD slot here, which you can expand up to 128 gigs, and you can get some variants of the LG G3, I think in America mostly, which have 32 gigs internal storage with 3 gigs of RAM. So that gives you a maximum of over 150 odd in terms of the storage, which is perfect when it comes to, you know, doing your 4K and things like that, because I think 5 minutes of 4K takes up quite a few gigs worth of kind of storage. So I think it's really poor that Google decided to not put a micro SD in the Nexus 6, because at the end of the day, this is following the premium price model now. You know, it's not a subsidized phone like the Nexus 5. Nexus 5, Nexus 4, etc. were quite cheap, but they weren't competing with the flagship Androids, but this is supposed to be competing with the flagship Androids, so I think it's a bit poor that they didn't allow for that. And also, the other thing that I've noticed quite substantially is the battery, which is a fixed battery inside the Nexus. It's about 3,000 odd, I can't remember the exact amount, but I found that the battery life on the LG G3 is very solid, and easily gets me through a day of heavy use. I did have to factory reset the phone when it first upgraded to Lollipop. First upgrade to Lollipop, the battery was a bit temperamental, but when I factory resetted it, it sorted it out. Whereas I find that I really struggle to get through the day on the Nexus 6, and I'm really surprised about this because I thought that because it's a big phablet, you know, the battery life would be very good on it and one of the strong points, but you'd be surprised at how poor the battery life is on this device. I don't know whether it's probably due to the software which is running the Lollipop, and I think some people have reported battery drain problems with this version of Lollipop. As you can see, it's not the latest version, but whatever the reason, I do have to ration my usage when it comes to the Nexus 6. Don't have that sort of problem with the LG G3 or even the iPhone 6 Plus, which has a smaller battery in itself. Note 4, you know, that's a 2-day device, no issues there. So I think that issue is quite important to me. The other issue which I don't like about the Nexus 6, I think, is the back. I think that it doesn't look quite as nice as the back on the LG G3. As you can see, LG G3 is very nice with this kind of brushed aluminium. It would have been nice if it was premium material like the HTC One M8, but maybe we'll see that in the LG G4. But whatever the material it is, it doesn't pick up fingerprints. As you can see, it looks very nice and clean when it's at your ear. Whereas this, if it's at your ear, it looks very dirty. I haven't had the phone that long, it's not like years old, and it tracks fingerprints like mad. And I don't really like this Nexus kind of massive branding here. To me, it's just a bit weird why they've put that there. It would have been much nicer just to put a little branding there so that people can see what you're using if they want to. And also, moving on from that, is the form factor of both devices. Now, personally, I'm not a hater of big devices. I think that big devices have their pros and cons, but I do find the LG G3 is probably about the perfect size when it comes to big phones. It's not too overwhelmingly big. You can use most of it in one hand if you've got big hands like me, but I find that the Nexus 6, I do struggle to get it out of my pocket when I'm driving and things like that. You know, I think that the 6-inch phone will alienate quite a lot of people. But I think that's more subjective, really. Also, I see a lot of people complaining about the buttons on the back with the LG G3, which obviously came on from the LG G2. Personally, I think it's an ingenious idea, which means you can maximize the screen right to the edge, and also it means that you've got a very buttonless design here, and for me it's very easy to access the functions of the phone that you'd access on the buttons. For example, if I just double click there, you can turn the device off and then back on again. You can access the volume here. So personally, I really like the buttons on the back design, and they feel a lot better than they used to on the LG G2. They're much more clickier. Personally, I think that the software on here is a bit more of a chore when it comes to turning down the volume. Like, you've not got quick access here, and personally, I think the buttons, while they're in a good place, like, it's better than they're not up here somewhere. It would have been nice if Motorola would have put them on the back as well, so you could really maximize the screen here. You can see quite a bit of bezel there, and then that might have shrunk down the device a little bit. But yeah, you know, just some points here to consider of my experiences with these two devices, and why I like the LG G3 a bit more right now. So hope you enjoyed the video and found it informative, and I will see you next time. Cheers.